Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the very important economic disease of the cattle, that is babesiosis. Starting with the introduction, bovine babesiosis is a tick-borne disease of cattle caused by protozoan parasites of genus Babesia. It is an intraerythrocytic protozoan parasitic disease. Babesiosis is also known as red water disease, tick fever, pyroplasmosis, and Texas fever. If we can see its etiology, the principal species that cause Babesia is the Babesia bovis, Babesia bigemina, and Babesia divergens. Other Babesia that can infect cattle include Babesia major, Babesia ovata, Babesia occultans, and Babesia zakimovi. The organisms are round to pyriform, amoeboid forms occurring in the erythrocytes and multiply by binary fission or schizogony in RBC. Babesia bovis and Babesia bigemina, with Rhipicephalus ticks being the major vector, Babesia divergens is also found, with the major vector being Ixodes ricinus. If we can see its epidemiology, it is found in areas where its arthropod vector is distributed, especially tropical and subtropical climates. Babesia bovis and Babesia bigemina are more widely distributed in Africa, Asia, Australia, and Central and South America. Babesia divergens is economically important in some parts of Europe and possibly Northern Africa. In endemic areas, cattle become infected at a young age and develop a long-term immunity. The introduction of Babesia-infected ticks into the previously tick-free areas may also lead to outbreak of the disease. If we can see its transmission, mainly the tick vectors of Babesia bigemina and Babesia bovis are Rhipicephalus microplus and Rhipicephalus annulatus, and further are also competent vectors. Babesia bigemina transmitted by feeding of adult and nymphal stages of one host Rhipicephalus species ticks. Babesia bovis transmitted by feeding of larval stages of one host Rhipicephalus species ticks. The tick vectors of Babesia divergens is Ixodes ricinus, which is a three-host tick with only adult stage feeding on the vertebrates, that is cattle. If we can see its pathogenesis, when the Babesia sporozoites enters into the vertebrate host by tick biting, there is sporozoites which invades the red blood cell where they transform into tropozoites. The tropozoites further grow and divide into two round oval or pulse-shaped merozoites which are capable of infecting the new RBC. The merozoites now invade the RBCs and the process repeats eventually. The tick bites the infected animal, takes up the infection and transmit to the healthy animal, and this process continues. The Babesia parasite can be transmitted trans-ovarially between tick generations. In the case of Ixodes, which survives up to 4 years without a vertebrate host. Infrequently, calves can become infected in utero. The clinical signs observed are the high fever, ataxia and incoordination, anorexia, production of dark red or brown colored urine. Signs of general circulatory shock are also visible. Sometimes nervous signs associated with sequestration of infected erythrocyte in cerebral capillaries can be evident. Anemia and hemoglobinuria may appear later in the course of the disease. In acute cases, maximum parasitemia in circulating blood is often less than 1%. For the diagnosis, we can rely on the history and clinical signs that shows high fever and dark brown color urine and pale mucous membrane. The gross lesions observed are pale or icteric mucous membrane which is having thin and watery blood. Subcutaneous tissue, abdominal fat, and omentum may appear pale. Swollen liver with an orange brown or paler coloration, enlarged gallbladder containing thick and granular bile, enlarged dark friable spleen. Kidneys also appear darker than normal with possible petechial hemorrhages. Petechi or ecchymosis on surface of heart and brain can be found. For the diagnosis, third one is the identification of Babesia organism in the smear, in which the Giemsa stained blood or organ smear are from the live animal. Thick and thin blood smear should be prepared, and preferably from capillaries in the ear or tail tip, and you can see the organism. Fourth one is enzyme immunoassay and ELISA, and fifth one is the DNA probes are also used to detect specific parasitemias at very low level of the infection. Immunodiagnostic test and indirect fluorescent antibody test can also be used for the diagnosis. For the treatment, the mild cases may recover without treatment, but sick animals can be treated with an antiparasitic drug. For treating cattle, dimenazine acesurate is given intramuscularly at the dose rate of 3.5 to 7 mg per kg body weight. For treatment, imidocarb is given subcutaneously at 1.2 mg per kg body weight, and at a dosage of 3 mg per kg, imidocarb provides protection from babesiosis for 4 weeks. Supportive treatment including the use of anti-inflammatory drugs, corticosteroids, and fluid therapy can be done. Blood transfusion may be life-saving in very anemic animals. Here you can see the various vials of the drugs that can be used to treat the babesiosis. For the control, first one is the control of ticks with the help of tick repellents and acaricides. Acaricide dipping may be done as frequently as every 4 to 6 weeks in heavily infested areas. Second, cattle develop a durable, long-lasting immunity after a single infection with Babesia bovis, divergens, or Bigemina, a feature that has been exploited in some countries to immunize cattle against babesiosis. Third one, babesiosis vaccine and anti-tick vaccine are readily available and are highly effective. The vaccine for Babesia are the live vaccine, in which most live vaccines contain specially selected strains of Babesia and are produced in cows or in vitro in government supported production facilities as a service to the livestock industries. In killed vaccine, it is prepared from blood of Babesia divergens infected calves. Thank you very much, and please do like, comment and subscribe on